Hello, my beautiful flower. Let's see what's been going on. What you need to hear. What the spirit has for you. I'm just looking at two pigeons romancing in front of my window. Okay, that might be significant. You might be up for some romance. Actually, they're fighting though. That looks interesting though. Sorry. I got distracted by the birds. Yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Pentacles here. So I have a feeling, and I was going to say, because I had a ladybird on my table. Sadly, she was dead, but she lived a happy life in my house until then. Yeah, they survived all the winter. I had like a swarm of them and I've allowed them just to stay. But yeah, coming back to it, I have a feeling with that because I have a Wheel of Fortune and Five of Pentacles. So for a lot of you, especially when it comes to finances, luck is going to be changing. The wheel is going to be turning in your favor, I want to say, because yeah, I'm looking at the sun, you know, the day at that on that card. So I think the night time, the dark time, whatever you've been struggling with is coming to an end. And I think very specifically there's something to do with money in here. For a lot of you, you might have been struggling with money for some time, you know, you might have been, yeah, but with the Knight of Swords. So for a lot of you, there will be some sort of incoming communication or an offer of some sort, some kind of change as well. So maybe for some of you, it will have a lot to do with like, you know, change of job or maybe promotion or something like that, you know, something will be upgrading, like, you know, with this Wheel of Fortune and this Knight of Swords. There's a Two of Swords with a Six of Swords in here. So this is in regards to something that you avoiding as well, because Two of Swords is a big avoidant energy. So your riches and everything that you've been asking for, and if it's not in regards to finances, because yeah, there's a double layer to this message they're just telling me. So for those of you who, you know, you're not complaining about your money, so but there is some kind of lack in your life, maybe in a sense of emotions, some kind of emotional lack in here. With the Two of Swords, Six of Swords, Knight of Swords, there's a lot of swords. So I feel your head heavily is what's kind of, you know, standing in the way. You might be like with this Two of Swords in here, you might be still living a little bit in that dark, you know, that darkness in your head. So that's why obviously with this Wheel of Fortune, precisely this is what will be changing for you, like, you know, this poverty mindset. Maybe you've had like some kind of lack mentality, or maybe you didn't feel worth enough, you know, or maybe, you know, there's some kind of level, an amount in here of you leaving some kind of conflicted energies behind, because yeah, we had that Six of Swords as well with this Two of Swords. So yeah, I feel like, you know, you're leaving some kind of conflicted energies behind, and you're changing your luck, you're changing your destiny, literally, like, you know, there's some kind of change happening in your life. And you know, with this Two of Swords, you know, you need to stop avoiding that change, and you need to stop kind of going over what was, like, you know, with the Six of Swords, like, you know, just let the past stay in that past, like, you know, stop reliving it. You know, yes, your wounds are real, your scars are real, everything's real, what happened to you, but you know, there's a future ahead. There's a future ahead that, you know, with this Knight of Swords as well, this is where you're heading, this is what you're charging for. And yeah, with this Two of Swords, Six of Swords, it's time to leave all the crap behind. It's time to look ahead, because what's coming, Spirit? What's coming with my collective once they close that chapter, once they close that door, and once they believe once and for all that they are worth of happiness, they are worth of having it all. Yeah, with the Magician as well. So I think you will awaken some kind of power within yourself. Like, you know, with this Magician as well, Magician always reminds you that you are in charge. Always. You know, the moment you kind of, what's the word for it? Like the moment you kind of give up, the moment you, you know, sit with all of that pain as well, and the moment you kind of allow that pain to maybe take too much of your space and time of your, you know, current reality, this is the moment that you're losing that power. You know, with Magician kind of reminds you to bring yourself back to your self-awareness, you know, because awareness is always a key. You know, be aware as well of your own bullshit, because the moment you are aware of, you know, because sometimes with this message what comes through as well, it's like that sometimes we are so easy to fall in the trap, like yeah, with this Two of Swords, we are so easy to fall in this trap of our minds, you know, and sometimes it feels, it might be, you know, things change as well, like looking at that Wheel of Fortune, so things change daily. You know, we are creatures of like, you know, things go in waves in this life. Nothing is ever constant. So whenever you have a low day, like, you know, always have it at the awareness of the fact that, you know where it's coming from. Like, you know, don't let it consume you, you know, like with this magician as well. You take that power back. You are the one that kind of, you know, remind yourself, okay, yes, I acknowledge everything that happened to me. I know where I come from and I know where I'm heading as well with this Knight of Swords. And I have a feeling that you are a very intellectual person as well. You are very smart. But it's just this element of you kind of being a little bit soft as well, you know, with this Five of Pentacles here. Like, you know, you've got this softness about yourself, and you sometimes don't even, like, the imposter syndrome as well comes through. You kind of don't even realize how powerful you are. You kind of, you know, pushing it away in some sense, you know, with this Two of Swords. You're kind of denying it to yourself, maybe even in parts, because you are so used to hurt. You know, like with the Six of Swords as well, invite you to kind of leave that hurt behind. You know, like, look at this as well as it's having that sword, like, you know, to the future. And, you know, there's this very sad person in the front. I think that's you. So, you know, with that, remove yourself, like, you know, there's like an energy of going towards that new horizon, going towards that new energy, and leaving the past behind, because fucking hell, because you've got the power. Like with this magician, you've got the power. You are powerful beyond imagination. Right, let's just check quickly what's been on the bottom. Yeah, King of Pentacles. Oh my, look at that. That's very kind of like, you know, that's the same king. I've only just noticed. But yeah, this is interesting as well. With this Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. So when it comes to your kingdom, when it comes to your abundance, when it comes to your everything, it's been a long time coming, and you know it as well. Like, you know, with this King of Pentacles, in parts, I feel that for some of you, it might refer to kind of some kind of solid relationship that's going to bring with it something that you've been always waiting for as well, like, you know, with this Knight of Pentacles. And, you know, that winter, bleak winter, you know, of your life is, you know, coming to an end, you know, with that Wheel of Fortune having first. And obviously, yeah, the Knight of Swords was as a first card. So this is something that you heading towards, you know, from with this Knight of Pentacles as well in here, this King of Pentacles. So I feel that something that's been, like, you know, on the way to you for quite some time is finally arriving. It's finally going to be, you're going to be able to touch it, feel it, you know, this is real, whatever's gonna be happening soon for you. And all of this will lead you to this kingdom, like, you know, to this ultimate abundance and happiness, and, you know, to a place where, yeah, like, you coming from that, you know, like, you know, with this Five of Pentacles, like, you know, from that place of unworthiness, from that place of a feeling, you know, always being left out, or maybe alone even. There's a kind of element of loneliness in here. So to this Ten of Pentacles, and I'm looking at the Nine of Pentacles as well. So your self-worth, concept of your self-worth is going up, you know, and this is where it all starts. It all starts in our heads. It all starts with us admitting to ourselves, hold on a second, I deserve better. I deserve more. I want more from my life. And, you know, the moment, because everything starts in our minds. So the moment you make that kind of decision, and clear decision to yourself, all of this is coming in. Your stability, your security, your peace, most importantly, is coming in. And with it, like, looking at that King of Shields again. So with it, like, some kind of solid partner, somebody that you can 100% rely on. And yeah, with the Ace of Cups. So yet again, this is confirmation of what I was just saying, that, you know, that a lot of you have some kind of new romantic beginning with some kind of solid person here with this King of Pentacles, not gender specific in this reading. So yeah, so this is like definitely energy of somebody solid approaching your life who wants to offer you a very cup of love. With the two, is it two or three? Because I always confuse them. Two of Wands with this Page of Wands. Yet exactly, this is like the decision making in here with the Two of Wands. Which direction are you going to go? Like, you know, with this Two of Swords as well. So 2-2 might be significant for this message. Sorry, I've got itchy nose, the hay fever. I need to take my tablets. Yeah, with this Two of Wands, Two of Swords, this Page of Wands in here. So I feel like and this Ace of Cups. So I feel like you are on that precipice of this new beginning. Like, you know, you are literally just with one foot through that door. What else did we have? Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Do I see that? Yeah, we'll get to that. So we're from confusion, like with the Seven of Cups, so you might have been very confused, like when it comes to romance and love. Maybe some of you, even in this collective, like, you know, have some options, or maybe you're not even sure what do you want, or even if you do want to invest yourself emotionally into anybody. But like with this King of Swords in here, I feel like, you know, there will be some kind of clarity that you're going to receive in regards to, like, you know, with this Page of Pentacles, to whom you want to offer your commitment to as well, or whom you want to offer your energy to or time to. And so yeah, at the moment there might be a confusion, but and that's why, like, you know, there's Two of Wands, there's Two of Swords, so there's some kind of decision that you have to make, whether you're going to go back to the old ways or whether you're going to push everything away from yourself. Like, you know, the King of Swords can be quite cold as well, so maybe you have that tendency to cut people off, to push them away, out of fear of getting hurt again. You know, that's why, you know, with this Two of Swords, like, you know, you just don't want to deal with it. Like, you know, you just don't want to deal with anything that disturbs your peace in any kind of way. But I feel like, you know, with this new connection that is approaching your life, like, you know, you're going to be able to open yourself up, and, like, you know, this confusion, this clouded judgment, all of that is going to be gone. Like, you know, this is like a big energy of finally knowing what direction to go, knowing what you want, knowing who you want to spend time with. Like, you know, there's like this knowingness in here, like, you know, with this King of Swords, and this clarity as well. So if you've been confused for some time, or if you didn't feel like, you know, what to do with your life or what's happening, like I said, just wait, because this is all currently in the process of changing. Like, you know, you might still have kind of some work to do on yourself, and in the parts of, like, how you view yourself and how you view your own self-worth. We had the Judgment card and just rebirth in this Celtic tarot, with the Ten of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands, Page of Cups, Ace of Swords. Okay, we'll get to the last three cards. So with this energy, precisely, this is your Judgment Day, in a sense of, like, you know, release. You know, you're just ready to kind of release the past. Like, you know, with this Seven of Wands, Page of Cups in here, Ace of Swords. So yeah, this is like an energy of fighting for this new beginning as well, fighting for, or not giving up as well. Like, you know, with the Seven of Wands, like, you know, there's a big energy of not giving up on oneself. With the Page of Cups in here, so, and this, I feel like you're going to receive some kind of clarity. A lot of you will receive some kind of clarity in regards to some kind of new romantic feelings, or new kind of person in your life as well that's going to be fighting for you. Like, you know, I have a feeling with the Seven of Wands, this is like an energy of somebody who will see you, like, you know, with this Ace of Swords as well, will see you behind that mask that you're hiding. Or maybe, like, you know, with this Two of Swords, maybe with this avoidance, or like this King of Swords, maybe you're trying to kind of, you know, hide yourself or push away. But, you know, this person is going to see you fully for who you are, and they're not going to give up on you. And, you know, with this Page of Cups, I feel like, you know, there is, in parts, for a lot of you in this collective, you know, there is already somebody in your life that has this innocent romantic feelings for you, and, you know, there's somebody who is ready to step in and offer you everything. But, you know, there's like a element of you kind of putting up that wall, like I'm kind of feeling. But yeah, let me just finish this with these last three. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take Four of Wands into consideration as well. Nine of Cups, the Father and the Mother, which is the Emperor and the Empress, and the Four of Wands. So, wow. When it comes to this, like, you know, you are getting into a union with your person. Like, you know, this is a match energy, like, you know, in here, with a provider, protector, with a nurturer and take care as well, with the Mother card. So this is like an energy of creating a long-lasting union of happiness, like, you know, where, and obviously I'm looking at the Eight of Swords, Knight of Swords, with the Knight of Wands and Eight of Cups. Oh my God, and Eight of Wands, 888. Oh my God, yeah, you leaving this fucking pity party behind. Yeah, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. There's a Queen of Cups as well, the World. Right, we're done in here. You are ending this shitty chapter of your life, and you are stepping into this chapter of your life that you've been waiting for. This chapter of your life that's been long time coming, but this is your kingdom, and you are getting in together with your person, and this connection that's coming in now, and, you know, having these aces and pages, so it is something new. It is a brand new, fresh energy, somebody with whom you haven't got any kind of, you know, trauma with, or any baggage with. You know, there's something that, you know, you've never been in a committed relationship with this person, but this brings with it balance, like, you know, with the Six of Pentacles. And this is like, you know, this is like a power couple energy as well in here. So, you know, you together, when you come into that union together, you'll be absolutely admired by everybody that comes into your orbit. And you're going to be absolutely, the aura about those two, like, you know, you're going to literally change other people's lives. Like, you know, when you come, chills on my spine, when you two like come together and create that union, like, you know, with this Four of Wands, when you come together and create that union, this is going to benefit for a lot of people as well in the future. Like, you know, you're going to create something important together. Or even like, you know, whenever you walk into a room or wherever you go, you know, together, whatever you're going to be doing together, like, you know, your energy is going to be amplified. There's power in here, a power to build, like, you know, your own kingdom, your own happiness. And I've lost my 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, 10 as well. So this is completion. This is completion. And like, you know, with this world, this is it for you. So when you get with that person, like, you know, this will be for a lifetime, babe. Right, okay, leave you with that. Love you, bye.